Alrighty folks, hope you're all well. This is a quick guide to Gigantamax Cinderace. There's going to be some players that have taken this on, but there's going to be a lot of players who for the first time will take it on this weekend, running Saturday, June 7th at 6 AM through Sunday, June 8th at 9 PM local time. The shiny isn't going to be available. Gigantamax Cinderace is going to be a pure fire type, and the hundo is going to be 1724 CP. In terms of the recommended players there, I've put 20 to 40. Potentially you can do it with less. Obviously the more the better. Obviously the maximum amount of players that can do it is 40. Hopefully the players coming in are going to have level 40 plus Pokemon with level 3 max moves. Typically in terms of team roles, you're going to be in groups of 4 players. Hopefully you can communicate with your teammates. And typically you can have 2 people focused on attacking, 1 defending and 1 healing. Being a fire type, it is going to be weak to ground, rock and water, and it's going to have access to the fast moves tackle and fire spin, and it's going to have access to the charge moves flame charge, flamethrower and focus blast. Focus blast in red there, because that is going to be the one which is going to be very hard hitting, the one you might want to worry about depending on what you're bringing in. What you can do if you are struggling is you can come out of the battle, go into a new lobby and re-roll the moves of the Gigantamax Pokemon. Typically these Gigantamax bosses are going to have one single target attack where they single out a Pokemon and you can dodge it, and then they're going to have a charge move which is going to be an area of effect attack which is going to damage everyone and you can't dodge it. Let's move on to attackers though. Typically these are Pokemon that you are going to swap into during the Dynamax or Gigantamax phase to dish out those level 3 attacks, or you might have them kept in, building the meter up as fast as possible with fast moves, and then once again cleaning out those level 3 max moves once you Gigantamax or Dynamax. And you'll notice none of these have a charge move, and that is because typically you don't want to use a charge move. You just want to build up that meter as fast as possible with the fast move. And by far the number 1 spot is going to be Gigantamax Kingler with the fast move Metal Claw, or if you're able to get a hold of Mudshot with an elite TM, that's obviously going to be better because Cinderace is going to take super effective damage to ground moves. Number 2, we've got Dynamax Inteleon in there, and with Dynamax Pokemon the fast move is going to dictate the level 3 max move once you Dynamax. For example, it's going to get Max Geyser there because of the fast move Water Gun, but with Gigantamax Pokemon it doesn't matter about the fast move, as the G-Max move is going to be locked in. For example there with Gigantamax Kingler it's going to get Foam Burst. You've got other options there as well, for example with the Urshifu Rapid Strike there with the fast move Waterfall, and obviously that's going to give it access to Max Geyser. If we had access to Gigantamax Inteleon or Gigantamax Urshifu, those would actually be the better picks, but obviously we don't, so the number 1 spot is going to be Gigantamax Kingler. Now let's talk defenders or tanks, and you're going to have a number of different options. Cinderace being a pure fire type, it's going to be easily resisted using fire and water types. Obviously it's going to have access to Focus Blast as well, so you might want to think about bringing something along which resists fighting type moves as well. That said, Dynamax Blissey is still going to be amazing. It is a great defender, has a large health pool, and so obviously with those level 3 max guard shields it's still going to be a fantastic option. Other options include Gigantamax or Dynamax Charizard, as it resists the fire and fighting moves with the fast attack Dragon Breath, as that is a 0.5 second move. Once again, as always, you want to charge that meter as fast as possible to get to the Dynamax or Gigantamax stage. Gigantamax Blastoise here is going to be a good option with the fast move Water Gun. Obviously it's going to resist those fire type moves, but watch out for Focus Blast, as it isn't going to have a fun time against that. Dynamax Zapdos is quite a balanced pick, and it is going to resist the Focus Blast. Gengar or Gigantamax Gengar could also be a solid pick for resisting that Focus Blast, as it has a 3 times resistance to fighting type moves. so that is pretty solid. However, you do want to watch out for Flamethrower. And now let's talk healers. Typically, the best Pokemon for healers are going to be the one with the biggest health pool. And so obviously, as always here, we've got Blissey. Blissey is an amazing defender and an amazing healer. So oftentimes you can double up with both of those. Gigantamax Snorlax is going to be another good option. Once again, because of its large health pool, actually makes for a solid defender as well. But obviously, Blissey is just the better option in terms of healing of the two. So what are some good team comps? Or maybe you're unable to communicate with your teammates and you're thinking about just what you should bring in general because you're remoting in. Well, you can't really go wrong with something like Gigantamax or Dynamax Charizard, going in there first with it, as it's going to be able to resist both those fire and fighting type moves, allowing you to build the meter up as fast as possible. Could also bring along the Dynamax Blissey, because that's going to be a good defender and healer. And then for the Gigantamax or Dynamax phase, the Gigantamax Kingler. Another good team comp, the Gigantamax or Dynamax Blastoise, as you're going to resist those fire type moves. The Dynamax or Gigantamax Gengar, as you're going to be able to resist that Focus Blast. And then once again, for the Gigantamax or Dynamax phase, the Gigantamax Kingler, dishing out those level 3 max moves. Or you might bring along, for example, Dynamax Inteleon. Whenever you see an orb, remember to swipe left or right into them, as this is going to charge up the meter faster to get to that Gigantamax or Dynamax phase. And remember that you can dodge some attacks as well when you see those 3 yellow lines above you, but make sure to swipe left or right before it turns to red, as if it is red, you've done it too late and you're going to get hit. That's going to be about it from me though. Remember that communication is key, especially in the Dynamax or Gigantamax phase, so that people can assign different roles like attacking, healing, defending, etc. Please slap the like button, as it is massively appreciated. Take care and catch you all in the next one.